let us discuss point to point the story of O. Henry's The Last Leaf. The Last Leaf, it is a short story and it was published in 1907. It is the story set in Greenwich Village during a pneumonia epidemic. And the main plot of this story is that it is concerned with Johnsy, a young woman who is seriously ill with pneumonia, and she believes that when the ivy vine on the wall outside her window loses all its leaves, she will also die. And the name of her neighbor is Behmen. He is an old man, an old painter. He makes a trick to save the life of Johnsy, that he paints a leaf on the wall. Johnsy, she starts to recover, but Behmen, he dies because he had caught pneumonia while painting the leaf in the stormy or rainy night. So that was the plot of this story. So just let us have a look. The Last Leaf is a touching story. It describes the sacrifice made by an old painter named Behmen, and he sacrificed his life to save the life of Johnsy, a young girl life. Sue and Johnsy, they both are two young girls and they lived in a village, Greenwich Village. They had come from different places and they become very good friends, and now they live just like sisters. Then there come a disease in the village or in the colony named pneumonia. Pneumonia attacked the village and a number of people died. Johnsy also fell ill with pneumonia and she fell seriously. Sue tried her best to nurse her, but her condition worsened. The doctor told Johnsy's friend Sue that the chances of Johnsy's recovery were very few, as she had lost the will to live. She did not want to live more. So now the doctor advised Sue to make Johnsy take interest in her life. Only then she could be saved. Now there was an ivy creeper on the wall, back wall of the next house. In the cold stormy wind, its leaves were falling and Johnsy, she was counting all of them one by one. So now Johnsy, she developed a fancy as with the falling of the each and every leaf, she developed this kind of misconception that she would also die with the falling of those leaves. So what misconception she carried, that she would also die when the last leaf of this creeper fell down. Behmen, he was an old painter and he was their neighbor. He was 60 years old, but he was a failure in art and he was a drunkard. He earned a little through his paintings, but he couldn't get financially profit, but he always had a desire to make a masterpiece. When he comes to know about the misconception of Johnsy, so now he decides to help her, means to save her life. Now it was rainy and stormy night, as it was raining and snowing very heavily. Old painter Behmen, he took a ladder and he also took few colors with him. Now he started to paint a leaf on the wall, though it was rainy and stormy night, because all the leaves of the ivy vine or ivy creeper were falling, or they had fallen completely. Behmen, when he finds there was no leaf on the wall, then he starts to paint a leaf. Now the next morning when Johnsy gets up, she looks out of the window and she gets very surprised to find the last leaf there. So now her will to live returned and she started to recover. The doctor said that she was out of danger. Now Jhansi, she had been given a new life only because of the effort of Behman. Now Behman's death, Behman had caught pneumonia as he had painted the leaf on the wall in snow and rain. He died, but that leaf was really his masterpiece because it was green and a healthy leaf. So now that leaf became a masterpiece of Behman, means he fulfilled his desire. Oh, his ambition was succeeded. It looked so real that it made her believe. It made Jhansi believe that it was a real leaf. So this story, the last leaf, is a story of supreme sacrifice, because the supreme sacrifice was made by Behman, an old artist, as he painted a leaf to keep Jhansi's hopes. He dies for this good cause and he sacrifices his life. So he made this supreme sacrifice.